Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another segment of the Black Girl Encourage Her. I am your hostess, Shaniqua Inspires, and I am so delighted to be back before you all another week. And yes, I have brought another amazing super friend. I'm telling you, this is better than the Justice League. This is better than any Marvel concoction we can do. I've got some amazing super friends, and I want to make certain that I introduce you to all of them so that you can have some super friends. So, without further ado, let me bring my next friend up to the stage. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
You are so welcome, Sierra. It is great to see you again. We met a few months ago in DC, and so now to have you here on the Black Girl Encourage Her, I am super excited. So please introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here today. It was definitely a pleasure meeting you at the event where we were at. My name is Cierra C. I'm a relationship and intimacy coach, right? I help women date with attention so they can build their confidence up, so they can attract their desired lover that they want, right? Um, Trying to bridge the gap of women finding the love of their lives. So that's who I am.
I love it. I love it. Now let's just go there, right? Let's just go there. That word intimacy. That's a very intimidating word in
It
this day and
is.
age. People, ooh, they get bashful about it. They don't want to hear it. They're ready. They're looking for their remote control. Say, whoa, 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 whoa. What is this we're getting ready to talk about? But could you define what intimacy really is?
Intimacy can be like a very open area of things. It just depends like what level of intimacy that you're actually looking for. So of course you have like n- um, regular intimacy, right, with sexual activities, but you also have those safe spaces of intimacy with your partner, where it may just be body touch, it may just be you guys bonding
Mhm,
over game night, over date night.
mhm.
Those things like that are intimacy as well. It's just not looked at as a physical touch type of thing. And
Yeah,
then it could be like, having your lover creating that safe space for you, right? To be vulnerable enough to share things,
mhm.
body touch, massages, like all those things are intimacy. It's not just, in a sexual way. It's a very open area where people can definitely explore and bond together versus, only think about the sexual contact aspect of it.
Absolutely. And that's what I really wanted to get out there. For some reason, we always tag team it with sex. So anytime you hear the word intimacy, you're automatically thinking, oh, they're getting ready to talk about sex. No, it's about finding that space, as you mentioned, that safe space to be able to share your heart, to be able to share your thoughts, and for someone to be able to support you, to be able to
Yes.
stimulate you on a deeper level, right? Someone that you can cry on their shoulder and they're not going to go run and tell it on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So it is about that safe space. But what I really wanted to talk with you today about, Sierra, is about us as women and our value, our self-worth. What can you share about the importance of us being able to understand our self worth?
Wow, this is a deep one, right? Because, society and life shows us so many aspects of things that we do start to question who we are as people, as women. And our self worth can be tied to things that doesn't even matter, right? And then when you take those things away, we feel selfless. And you
Yeah.
use the example of a man, we tie our self-worth and our validation into men. And when you're not with them anymore, it's like you lost yourself.
Mm.
right? So the importance of getting to know you as a person, going through that season just for you to understand who you are, what are your values, who you desire to be. Try to become whole within yourself. So whatever that you do, if it's job, if it's relationship, if it's regular friendships, you never been anything about you to make these things work, because you understand what your self-worth is, and you have a better sense of who you are, and it builds confidence, right? Because if you stand 10 toes down on who you are, the confidence level is there, and you won't feel like someone is taking away from you, because you're fully sure of who you are. So I feel like as women, it's super important just for us to define who we are, and that's going through many rebirths as needed. Every day we get to make a choice. Every day we get to choose the decision of who we are, who we choose to show up to be, what needs to be reevaluated, what needs to be tweaked. And once you tweak those things and you decide, oh, I don't like that, I don't like to be treated, it's okay to
Yeah.
revisit everything, to just keep going through that reevaluation. Those things are super important. And I really encourage women, like, don't stick to the rule of this is the way I am.
Mm.
Like, sometimes we be like, oh, I've been like this all my life. And it's like, that's probably exactly the reason why, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see life as desirable and delicious as you would want it to see,
Yeah.
or want it to be. But yeah, I think it's super important for women just to do the work and start where they can. It's not a rat race. The journey of life, the journey of elevating, it never ends.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is super, super important just to set out. Like, I would encourage and I challenge all the women that's on this call today, right? I challenge you to reevaluate something. Pick one thing in your life that you wish that was just a little better, right? If it's a routine, if it's something in your life, I challenge you for the next 30 days to make it better. What daily steps can you take to make that one thing better, right?
Love
So,
it,
yeah,
love it, love it.
it's
Start. So I hope you all are ready. Now, Sierra, you hit on something. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here minding my business. I'm listening to what it is that you're saying, and you just hit upon something, and it stirred up a memory. It stirred up a memory in me, and I remember when I was going through my divorce. I remember looking in the mirror, and all I saw was a gray blob. That's how I kind of describe it. It was just like a gray blur. I didn't see, my mocha skin. I didn't see my chinky eyes. I didn't see my beautiful cheekbones. I didn't see any of that. I just saw just this gray cloud because I at that time had lost or appeared to have lost my self-worth. When someone asked me who I was, I rattled off the titles, right? And
yeah.
that was a sign, that was an indicator to me that there was something going on in my self-worth.
Mhm.
Have you ever experienced a time where you yourself was faced with this struggle with losing your self-worth?
Listen, I just faced it like a month ago.
Wow. Wow.
I tell, just to have that vulnerable moment right now, I
Mhm.
tell some of my friends recently, I feel like I've reached some of the darkest days,
Wow.
right? And there was more so financial issues and things happen in life. And
Mhm.
I had to sit with myself because I felt like my world was crumbling. But I also thought that God was saying, do you have faith in me?
Mm.
Or do you put your security in money? Which one is it? And the
Girl.
self-worth alone, I had to, like, literally sit, I mean, crying days and out, right? Because I said, why is my self-worth tied to how much money I have in my bank account?
Mm.
Not knowing that, we all say we can go make more money.
Yeah.
But why is my self-worth tied to how much money in my bank account and I feel okay by it sitting there?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that caused me to dig deeper on a deeper level to say, what childhood traumas brought you to this point?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
you just don't automatically feel like this, right?
Yeah.
Because you've done very well for yourself over the years.
Yeah.
You have a good relationship with God, right? Why is your self worth tied to
Mm.
money?
Mm.
And I had to realize, like, wow, like, you're right. Like, I'm talking to myself, like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, in childhood, yeah, you wasn't used to getting anything. You
Mm.
wasn't used to people being there for you, you know. So to make sure you don't never fall on your face, you always make sure you had a certain number in the bank account. But now
Yeah.
that that bank account is crumbling, you're
Yeah.
crumbling. So
Mm-hmm.
what you gonna do? How you gonna?
Mm.
And I felt like it was a test. You gonna go work, right? Because you can go to work, you can work all the overtime in the world,
Mm. Yeah.
or you gonna keep building a foundation,
Mm.
or you gonna have your faith in me.
Yeah.
So it was breaking down my relationship that I had with money
Yeah.
and putting that relationship in my spiritual health,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what matters the most. So that for me, that was a big area where I had to really like look at myself, like I was looking at myself like, who are you at this moment?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you could be whoever you desire to be if you have the money. Like you're more comfortable as long as things feel like security for you.
Yeah.
You're fine. But when it no longer feels like security,
My goodness.
your world is just like upside down and you don't know what to do. And it may not be as bad as I thought it was, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I've been okay. It was just me and my mindset
Yeah.
and how I view things.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, you know, those little tweaks and things that bother us, they just stem from so many other aspects of our life, and we don't understand how much it helps us shape our reality to things.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that self worth piece is like huge. Like, yeah, who are you?
Wow. Yeah. That listen, that was hitting. That was hitting. And even if no one else was receiving it, that was you talking to me. You was talking to me. We are having this conversation because I too have been in positions where you kind of tie your self-worth in your money, right? Especially when you've grown to this stature, this status where you get to do this, you get to do that, and you build yourself up on that. But I love how you circled it all back to God to say, well, if you don't have that, like, does God love us any less? If
No.
we're able to go buy the bag, if we're able to go on the fancy trip, does He love us any less? And the answer is no. Like he loves us the same, but it is a trust. So we go
Hmm.
through these seasons where God says, "Well, I need to rev up to see if you really really trust me." And you
That's
hit
how
it
I felt like
like,
it was.
yeah, and you
I
hit it.
truly felt like it was. All right, let's see who she says she. Let's see if she who she
Mm,
says she is. Let's break her down right quick. Let's
my,
break her down and let's see how she reacts. It's like a test.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
let's see how she really react. You say you this person, huh?
yeah.
You say you love me, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And it really is about that security. Like I said, you hit the nail on the head. So what I gained from what you said was you did a deep dive. Like you had to go all the way back. You had to go look at those roots. You had to go take a peek at those roots and to see like it's not about money. Like it really money is just a surface, but
Yep.
underneath is the security. And a lot of people they do establish their self-worth based off of that security. If they feel secure on a job, if they feel secure in a relationship, that is like the glue that holds it together. So
Yeah.
how can we now that we've identified, you know, that we can associate our being with these objects, these moments in time, how can we talk ourselves out? Like, so you were doing a good job at talking yourself through, but what would you say to a woman that says, wait a second, like I need to have that in my bag. I need to know how to pull that self-talk to help me through these dark times. What would you say to her?
Whew, Lord, definitely have grace with yourself and be honest, because accountability is really big and it's only you versus you. When
Hmm.
you sitting with yourself, you only have to face yourself. You
Yeah.
don't have to vent to nobody. You don't have to share nothing with nobody. But long as you 100% vulnerable with yourself and be real with yourself, and you have to make that decision and do the work, the
Yeah.
change isn't all in doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first I wasn't that girl.
Mm.
I had to learn how to react different. And not say, girl, why I got this big bill in the mail and now I have to pay $20,000. I have to do this. No, I had to sit with myself to figure it out first, because then the outside influences don't reflect your decision or how you see yourself or how you see things for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I remind myself, everything is always happening for my greater good. And that's either go bad or good.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, right? Why is this happening, for me right now? What am I supposed to take out of this? So
Yes.
start asking those type of questions. Which one way can I react to a situation differently?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can give you another example. The other day, I went and got my tire plugged. I had a nail in it. He said, "Oh, your tire is separated. It dry rotted. The tire split. You're going to have to buy a new tire." I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Huh? Come again?
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. Let's go see this tire." But my reaction was different this time from previous times, right? I said, "Let's examine the situation." I kept calm. We looked at the tire. He was like, "Hold on. No, it looked like somebody did something to this tire." But
Mm.
I could have been nasty up front. I
Yeah.
could have let my emotions lead me and not let my mind lead me at that moment of time. Because my emotions was like, "Oh my gosh, you want me to pay $500 and I
Mhm.
came in here
I
for
came in here
a
for a $10
$50
plug.
service." No, like no way you want me to spend $500. Like I have to go
Yeah.
home. I had dog food in the car. Like I got
Wow.
all this different but I was like, you know what, Sierra, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't react. So we have to make a decision, but it takes practice. It's not going to happen overnight. And I think that's another thing that women need to understand. When we make changes in our life, it's okay if we mess up,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because things happen over time. You have to create habit of being different, reacting different,
Yeah.
treating yourself different. We can't expect people to treat us a certain type of way or see life a different type of way for ourselves if we're not internally treating ourselves good,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, to make those daily small changes and have those small rewards and let it build up, because we have to reward ourselves to let ourselves know that we are accomplishing something,
Love it.
right?
Listen to Cicely Sunday's podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and more. New episodes start in December. I
I
love it.
don't care if it was you cleaning the bathroom today, like you accomplished something. If
Yeah.
if the reward is you having that glass of wine tonight, even though you're watching your figure, right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
definitely that would be my piece of advice. Just building up, finding people, even when we're on social media, finding people that encourages us, that
Yeah.
inspires us. Unfollow them people that just takes us over the edge. I always say YouTube University, even a friend that y'all can hold each other accountable
Absolutely.
with different type of things. Like it's so many avenues to take. One avenue I had to take in the beginning was disassociating myself with some of my friends and some of the conversations that we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wanted to improve my life,
Yeah.
right? I knew I wanted to date better, so that means I can no longer watch Love and Hip Hop.
Ah,
I can't sit on the phone with you no more and we talk about love and hip hop because that's going to trigger me and I'm trying to heal. I'm trying
yeah,
to invite in a different experience.
I love it.
So
I,
it's just about really like really sitting with yourself and evaluating in what areas can you be better and giving yourself that grace along the process because it's a journey.
yes. So let's talk about self-esteem. Right. There are some women out there, and maybe even some men that could be part of the reason. We think men are, you know, they're not going to be affected by low self-esteem, low self-image, but they do as well. But because we're primarily women here, let's talk to that woman that says, well, Sierra, like I look at you, you a pretty lady, you seem to have it all together. That's just not my story. I'm not beautiful. I'm overweight. I just, the men are not, whistling at me as I walk through the street. What would you say to that woman that would encourage her to see beauty in herself?
I would ask her first, who is she,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what defines beauty to her? What would make her beautiful?
Mm,
So if you feel overweight, what changes can you make in your life
yeah.
that's going to make you feel more confident within you?
Mm-hmm.
Because what beauty mean or what self-esteem is and confidence and that stuff is different for everybody. And you have to be okay with how you show up because you uniquely you and no
Mm-hmm.
one else is like you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to just show up as you. You can't be nobody else. That's what we lose it at,
Yeah.
right? You can't be Sierra. Sierra can't, be nobody. She can't be Beyonce. She
Yeah.
will not dance or sing. She might wear a cute little outfit. I could be inspired by a couple outfits that she wear,
Yeah.
and put my own little twist to it. But to accept you
Mm-hmm.
and what makes you feel good is top priority.
Mm-hmm.
That is so top priority.
Yeah.
And if you're not feeling your best self, you need to figure out ways to make you feel good,
I love it.
right? If that's going, me personally, I feel my best when I'm at the gym and
Okay.
I'm working out and, I'm looking good. Yeah, when I be starting to gain a little weight, I be like, dang, I don't feel as confident. I
Mm-hmm.
don't, my pants, they feeling a little tighter. Dag, is my stomach showing? So just to accept who you are at the moment while you're working on those things matters as well, as I said before, right? But to make those changes, and everybody not a workout person, but you
True.
can control it through your eating habits.
Absolutely.
Maybe only having that glass of wine once a week instead of every day,
Yeah. Yeah.
taking the steps instead of taking the elevator at work. The food is the most important part.
Yeah.
Going to being, low self-esteem to being that girl, then you got to reach that woman. It's going to be levels to it all.
Mm-hmm.
You have to figure out what glow up season is for you. What does that look like for you?
Right.
Right? Is it going to get your hair done?
Because that helps. I don't know
Because
about you,
we
but that
all
helps.
love when we have our hair done, we feel good.
It really does. Yes. Yes.
So one thing I do, I like to go on Sephora. Like I don't really like makeup like that, but I like doing my eyebrows. Like I love a good lip gloss. So yeah, I'll be like, okay, let me get more into lip gloss.
Yeah.
Like
That's
what lip gloss can I just wear like every day? That's just gonna set my mood every day.
nice.
What defines when I'm dressing? What defines me? What is my signature thing? Like I love pink,
Okay.
right? Last year I made a commitment to wear no jeans for a year
Oh, wow.
to help me elevate my looks,
Hmm.
right? So I am a gym girl. I was wearing gym clothes everywhere. And I used to tell my mentor the same thing. I can't find no man, that this and that. And she like, girl, look how you showed up to the resort in gym clothes. You
Wow.
need resort wear on. I was like, you're right, but I'm
Oh,
comfortable. So I
yeah.
made a commitment to myself not to wear jeans and gym clothes to help me elevate how I look.
Yeah.
And that ain't always going to buy expensive things because I didn't found some cute pieces at the thrift store.
Okay.
So that kind of helps, like being committed to that. Like, all right, because it makes you think, it puts you more thought into your
Mhm.
outfits, but what actually make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And when I feel like my energy exudes the most when I just feel me,
Yeah.
when I'm just being me. One thing about it, ladies, the way you feel about yourself, the world gonna see it.
True.
You only gotta say a
True.
word. So if the world see it, how you feel like men sees it?
Yeah. It's true.
When
It's
you
true.
walking in confidence, I don't, if we just got our hair done and we gonna walk in confidence
Facts.
because we feel good about ourselves. So how does that look for you?
Yeah.
Is that getting a weave? That means you could just curl it yourself, right?
Nice.
So you can always just feel good about you. Do you need to
True.
meal prep for the week? Do you need to wake up and give yourself that prep talk in the mirror?
Yeah.
So, us just building things up over time to walk in our power, that energy is just going to be bright out in the world. And they're going to be like, oh my God, who are
Oh, I
you?
see you. I see you. I see you
You're going
showing
to
up
walk in the
different.
room like, I went to Florida over the weekend, and a lot of people was like, "Are you getting married?" And I was like, "No, but I'm going to an award ceremony, and I have a thing for wearing ball gowns.
Yes, I did see that picture on social media. Yes, girl, look,
Like I have
I
a reason to dress
love
up.
it.
Like
Yes,
why not? Why not? Why? Yes,
yes,
I'm gonna wear the ball gown. Yeah, I'm gonna be that extra person. Is here go a reason? And here I am. They was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so pretty. Thank you."
nice, nice. I love it. And what I gained from what you said, out of all of that good stuff, what I heard was strategy. That was the first thing that just kind of popped
Yep.
into my head. First and foremost, identify what it is that you don't like about yourself. Like, so what would make you beautiful? Like, what are you complaining about? If for me, it was my eyebrows. One, at some point, I don't know at what age, everything just started getting thinner and lighter and shit. I was like, what is going on? I was losing my eyebrows. But guess what? There's microblading. So make a strategy, go fix the situation that you don't like. If it's your hair, I know how we all look when, we all natural, but why don't you do something about it? And for me, one of the things that makes all the difference is when I color my hair. So whether
Mm,
I'm wearing, streaks or it's blonde or what, like having some type of color in my hair makes me feel like, okay. Like I love those looks. I love when I have braids in my hair because it's like you wake up ready, like, all
free.
right, world, here I am. You don't have to do nothing, you don't have to curl, you don't have to, comb. It's just done. So
Yep.
why not make a strategy to put together to get you together pretty much
And the small steps.
in small steps.
Small, manageable steps. Kind
Yeah,
of like how they do at work, make SMART goals. You can make those for
yep,
yourself.
yep,
Make
absolutely.
them very attainable and you can
Now,
like run with it. Yep.
one of the things that I wanted to hit upon, because again, look, we're just gonna be real vulnerable here. I go through these moments, these seasons where I self-sacrifice. So I won't get my hair done. I won't I won't retouch up the eyebrows, like, like all of the things that I would normally do that would make me feel good, like you said, getting dressed up, when you're going out somewhere and not just, throwing on the spandex like I'm here, right? But really making that effort to, fix the hair, put the lip gloss on. But I go through these seasons where I'm just like, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know if it's tied into, depression or whatever it is, but what I like to call it is a self-sacrifice. Like you put yourself up on the chopping block when nobody even asking you. Ain't nobody's asking you to sacrifice your happiness, your self-worth. Nobody's asking you to sacrifice, but you just
Do it.
somehow do it. what would you say to her to get her out of that self-sacrifice mode?
Um, wow, it's so much to unpack
Yeah.
for a person who does that, the people pleasing. And sometimes people, they have to keep hitting their head to see,
Right. Yeah.
right? Um, and I was once that girl with friends
Mm,
that I had to keep hitting my head to see that I was self-sacrificing myself to people please.
yeah.
But for a woman that's self-sacrificing, I would definitely tell her to simply make that choice to stop.
Mm. Now, I felt
Listen,
that. I felt that.
to normalize the word no,
Yeah.
right? Normalize different responses that's not too harsh, but that's protecting your peace. Because what our reality portrays in front of us is what we allow in it.
Absolutely.
So if that's not what you want, then you have to put those boundaries up.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to create those boundaries around those things that she doesn't feel comfortable with, right? You can't compromise on those boundaries and communicate that.
Yeah.
Sierra, like I really, I love you so much. I don't mind helping you where I can, but I really would love if you stop calling me and asking me for money.
Ooh, child. That just set somebody free. Come
Yeah, so
on.
it's like to say it in a way that is like, respectful, right? But letting that person know that, I can't.
Yeah.
I support you when I can, but you have to get out the habit of keep calling me. You have
Yeah.
to get out the habit of talking to me like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like okay, Sierra, yeah, I know that used to be my mindset, but I've done so much work on myself, and I really
Mm-hmm.
prefer if you don't bring up those type of old things from my past
Love it.
and use
I
them
love
against me.
I love
I'm a
it.
new person.
Yes.
This is a new version of me,
Hmm.
right? So to set boundaries, knowing what her boundaries are, what makes her uncomfortable, and to set boundaries around them to protect her peace
Yeah.
because she has to choose her first outside of other people. And then when women start doing that and their reality start to change, you'll start noticing for what people that was just there for convenience of what you could do for them,
Yep.
how you could just be a venting source,
Yeah.
right? So it's just it's about making a decision to say I'm gonna choose me, and then creating what that looks like.
I love it.
Yeah, that's at
I love
work,
it.
that's at home, that's with the kids. Look, I cook dinner. I need 30 minutes to myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just 30 minutes. The kids, I mean, over time, the habit becomes a thing, right?
Yeah, it's true.
From 7 to 8, mommy is mommy time. We have to be quiet.
Yeah. If you train them up, if you train them up, that's
Yeah,
exactly, they'll respect it. Yeah.
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 Knowing how you start your day off if it's work. Look, nope, I'm not there yet. I'm not even at work.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I know you used to call me at 8:30, but I'm not due to 9:30, and that's when my day gonna start.
Yeah.
To
Absolutely.
create boundaries around, those things so you won't feel depleted. Like
Yeah.
you won't feel like you're pulling from an empty glass, and you
Mm-hmm.
won't be agitated, and then you won't be like spazzing out on people.
Yeah.
And then you have to go back and apologize for things
Right.
that you did because you were aggravated and you were irritated. We shouldn't have to wait for those moments. When those moments, come and we evaluating ourselves, like, you know what, I'm getting a little agitated. I need to reevaluate why
Yeah.
at that moment I'm feeling like this. Why am I agitated? Is it the people I'm around? Is it the environment? Because that'd be a thing too.
True. But
Like
it
we
comes from that
we we
evaluation.
self-sacrifice to be around friends when we know that they ain't the environment for us no more.
True indeed. Yep, absolutely. I love it. So it really does just starts with making a choice, and you have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that's when you're going to officially just say, you know what small changes can I make? And I love what Sierra said. She was like, just, get you some lip gloss, right? Maybe you're not a makeup person. One of the things my sister told me, she was like, especially after my divorce, she was like, when you leaving out the house, she was like, make sure you got some earrings on and some lip gloss on. One, two. It was simple. It wasn't this long list. It was two things to make certain you always have when you heading out in the street: your earrings on and your lip gloss on. And so, she encouraged me because again, I would just be feeling gray. I would be feeling like a blur, and I was just showing up. Like, so I was
Mhm.
literally presenting myself to the world exactly the way I was feeling inside.
Mhm.
And truth be told, just by some earrings and some lip gloss, it really does give you like a little jolt. And
Yeah.
if that works, try putting on a nice little outfit, a colorful top, some accessories. Like those things can give you the push, the jolt that you need. And I love how you shared that you even committed yourself. No, 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 no jeans. No jeans. Like you really just took it away and said no. So
And I
we
only wear
commit
workout clothes to the gym.
only to the gym, right? Setting again those boundaries. But it is about doing those things more that makes you feel good. If putting on a full face of makeup makes you feel good, then girl, go for it. If getting your hair done makes you feel good, then go for it. If having your nails done, wearing your fitted jeans, or whatever it is, do more of that and less complaining, less self-sacrificing.
And
Because
sabotaging yourself.
exactly, because
And
the
you
way
still, even when you strip yourself of those things, right? How you say you go through those moments when you don't wear nothing, right? You
yeah,
don't go through this. To still have your sense of self-worth is
mhm,
still going to be priority. And
it
there's
is.
just no way around with doing the work.
Mm,
We could camouflage it all day
yeah,
to the
for sure.
outside world, but internally, it's no way that you can camouflage the way that you feel about you,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So even when we're stripping ourselves of the head and makeup, all those different things that make us feel good, how we feel about ourselves internally still have to exude without those things.
I love it. And it's daily, like you said, it's daily work.
It's daily work. Even if it's a skincare routine, like,
Yes.
oh, my face is bumpy, I have acne. Find a good
Yeah.
skincare routine.
I love it. I love it. Listen, Sierra, this has been a needed and necessary conversation, just to get us out of this rut, especially, in the winter months. It's cold. We get ourselves into these ruts. We don't feel like doing this. We don't feel like doing that. But it is about doing that daily work to help to improve our self worth. Let me tell you, I'm fired up. I'm ready. I'm ready to get out of that self sacrifice. Like, girl, you want your hair done, go get your hair done. If you want your
Hmm.
eyebrows done, get your eyebrows done. Like whatever it is, because I gotta put in that work. So I am so grateful. We got your social media handles going. Um,
Thank you.
want to have you back, and I've shared this with you. I've got to have you back because we have to get into your book. Tell us briefly about this amazing book that you've written, and she's gonna come back and she's gonna teach us some of these strategies in this book. But share with us the title of your book.
Okay, so I wrote a book, 30 Days to Better Dates, Elevating Your Dating Experience. First, I just want to say my mission of the evolution of women is so important. And the more I elevate within myself, because we all are human, we all are flawed, right?
Mhm.
The more I elevate within myself and to come back and get the girls is
Yeah,
so important for me. So this book was definitely inspired about that. Over, my past life, I have like real dating issues, and then when I had to put the work in and I had to reevaluate some things and I had to set some boundaries, understand my deal breakers, I was like, oh, I like this. It's working. The genre of men was changing and I was having fun. And
yeah,
then, the playground of dating just was like very in my favor. So to write a book to help women do the same thing is super important. So basically the book is 30 days. It's about you doing the work. It don't talk about men, right? It's about you facing you knowing the communication styles, you knowing how understanding your value as a woman. It's just so many things. So every day you do something different. Every day there's a prompt to ask you a question, right? To make you look in, to make you answer it. And every day you journal about something, and it have quotes in it as well. So, I love the responses from the book. I also do courses every
Wow.
month that aligns with the book. Right now, we on the course Becoming Her, and it's
Wow.
kind of aligned with what we talked about today, knowing our sense of self worth. Next weekend, we actually having our first meetup in person, and we are having a dance class, and we talking about that intimacy, right? Building
Yes.
that confidence, and it's just going to be us, the students that's in class, and we learning about ourselves, right? We learning movement. So I hired a dance instructor. She's going to go over learning how to touch ourselves, being comfortable with ourselves, because we can't go out here in the world and expect these men to be touching up on us and we're not comfortable. Like, oh, don't touch me here. Oh, like,
Mhm.
so it's helping us build confidence and feel sexy within ourselves as women. And that's going to be so important about how we show up for ourselves and how we show up in the world and how much confidence that we feel. And it ties back into our self-worth as women. So I'm super excited to see that part. Us just stepping out our comfort zones and our shells and doing something different.
I love it. I love it. So we definitely are going to be having Sierra back. So you guys get ready. She's going to come back and she is going to really deep dive into the book, the practical steps of it, so that we walk away with a different a higher
Mhm.
value. And what you said, Sierra, was about the rebirthing, the reevaluation, the newness that transpires every day. We make the decision to do something different, to do something greater, to do something better. So I thank you for being a living example to us all, and for sharing these words of encouragement, so that way we can start to build our self-worth and not have to tie it into things or people or places, right? So Sierra, it was a pleasure.
It
Hang
was a
out.
pleasure.
Thank you. Hang out for just a second. Let me get the people their marching orders. Wasn't that amazing? I don't know about you all, but I feel so inspired because I have been getting myself caught up into these self-sacrifice modes. And Sierra just hit the nail on the head. It is time to start implementing daily activities that are going to help us to improve and to see ourselves in a more valuable way. So, you all have an amazing rest of your evening, and I look forward to sharing with you another amazing speaker on the Black Girl Encourage Her. God bless.